Oh, you're back, Dylan. I borrowed your car.
In front of Dylan, Emily is acting all sweet and innocent.
Sorry about that, Emily. Michelle is thoughtless.
No, it's fine. I filled up the tank as a thank you for letting me borrow it, Michelle.
What a great sister. See, Michelle? Emily is considerate.
Dylan smiled and patted her head.
Well, I'm heading out. See you, Dylan. Bye, Michelle.
She smiled brightly at Dylan, but gave me a creepy smile for just a moment. What was that? I felt a chill down my spine. After she left, I checked the car just in case. No scratches on the car, and as she said, the gas tank was full. But something felt off. I couldn't get her creepy smile out of my head.
Emily is way more mature than you. Even after you're mean to her, she still fills the tank. Learn from her.
Dylan approached me with a smirk. I'm going to check inside the car.
Huh? You're still doubting Emily? I'll get seriously mad.
He was furious that I doubted his beloved sister's good intentions.
I'd actually prefer to drive to work, but you always use our car, so I've been holding back.
Hearing Dylan's words, I got an idea. Okay, tomorrow I won't use the car, so you can drive to work.
Really? Awesome. I have an important meeting first thing in the morning, and the tank is full too. Lucky me.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I watched Dylan as he happily went back into the house. My name is Michelle. I live with my husband Dylan and our high school daughter, Ellie.
I have a company party tonight, so I'll be home late.
Got it. Don't drink too much since you have work tomorrow.
Roger that. Ellie, sorry I can't pick you up from tutoring today. Keep up the good work.
Okay, but bring me a gift, okay?
What do you mean, a gift?
The usual conversations you'd hear in any family were comforting. We had been living peacefully like this. Dylan and I were colleagues at the company we joined after graduating from college. We started talking after ending up sitting next to each other at a company party. Is this your niece? One day, I pointed at Dylan's phone wallpaper. It was a picture of a little girl going down a slide with him.
No, that's my sister. It's just the two of us.
There's quite an age gap between you two.
We're 12 years apart. She's in 5th grade now. Her name is Emily. Isn't she cute?
Dylan was head over heels for Emily and showed me a lot of her pictures.
She's been following me around since she was little. She's really adorable. I skipped club practice after school many times to see her.
Dylan nostalgically looked at the old photos of his sister. As an only child, I couldn't quite understand his feelings. But Emily must be happy to have a brother who loves her so much. I wished I had a brother like that. I felt a bit envious. We started dating and got married when we were 25. Since I couldn't imagine working while raising a child, I quit my job when I got pregnant. I wonder if I'll be a good mom. I've never taken care of a baby before.
I changed Emily's diapers and gave her baths, so don't worry. You'll be fine.
During my pregnancy, Dylan supported me through my emotional ups and downs. He really helped with raising our child. Even now, he's devoted to our daughter. He plans family trips for birthdays and always picks her up from tutoring. Thanks to his dedication, we've been a happy family. I believe this would last forever, but things started to change 2 years ago when Emily moved close to us after getting married. I never understood why she moved so close to us at that time. I just thought they were as close as ever. But soon, I started to feel uneasy.
Hey, Dylan, want to go shopping with me? James is working again today, so I'm alone.
Emily would barge into our house and sweetly ask Dylan for favors. Her husband, James, was always busy with his work, often on weekends, so Emily frequently visited us.
Come over anytime. We live so close after all.
Dylan was more than happy to have his beloved sister rely on him. At first, I found it charming, but soon, Emily's frequent visits without any hesitation started to bother me.
Michelle, your cooking is amazing. Can I have another piece of fried chicken?
Of course. Eat as much as you want.
That's Ellie's favorite dish.
Ellie, you should eat more too.
Oh, yeah. Even Ellie seemed a bit annoyed by her aunt's behavior. Don't you think Emily's relying on us a bit too much? She's having dinner with us every week. I tried to subtly hint at my frustration to Dylan.
It's fine. She's lonely.
But he didn't get my point at all. But James said he'd be home by 7 p.m. Wouldn't it be better for her to wait for him at home and have dinner together? Emily might be Dylan's beloved sister, but to me, she's just another person. I couldn't relax on my precious weekends because of her constant visits. I wanted Dylan to tell her to come over less often, but he just got annoyed with me.
Michelle, do you hate Emily?
It's not that. I just think our family time is important too.
She's 12 years younger than us. Be nice to her.
Even if she's 12 years younger, she's 30 now. I was frustrated with Dylan's overprotectiveness and his attitude whenever it came to Emily. Oblivious to my feelings, Emily's visits became more frequent. At first, she only came over on weekends when Dylan was home, but soon she started coming over during weekdays too.
Michelle, can you take me shopping?
Without a car, she began relying on me for rides, just like she did with Dylan. Sorry, Emily, I'm working right now. After quitting my job and being a stay-at-home mom for a while, I decided to turn my hobby of making jewelry into my business when my daughter started middle school. I worked diligently at home, making and selling my creations. With my daughter's help, we promoted my work on social media, and now I was making a decent income.
Oh, right. I forgot you worked from home and thought you might be free.
Her tone was innocent, but her words always seemed thoughtless and irritating.
Can I borrow your car then?
Sure. I didn't mind lending her the car at first, as it didn't take up my time. But one day, something happened that made me regret it.
Mom, did you hit something with the car?
When I picked up my daughter from tutoring, she asked me suddenly. I didn't hit anything.
The left rear is dented.
What? Alarmed, I checked the car when we got home. Sure enough, there was a dent and scratches on the left rear. Could it be? Emily's face popped into my mind. I had lent her the car the previous day. There's no way she wouldn't notice such a large dent. Yet when she returned the keys, she acted normal, saying, "Thanks, I'll borrow it again," with a nonchalant smile. Even if it wasn't intentional, a normal person would at least apologize. What kind of person is she? With my anger, I called Dylan to come to the parking lot.
I just got out of the shower.
Dylan was a bit annoyed. I've been lending the car to Emily, but she dented it and didn't even mention it. Dylan examined the damage, hesitating for a moment.
Well, Emily is a pretty inexperienced driver.
What? That's not the point. She damaged someone's car and didn't say anything. I'm not asking for compensation, but if you damage something, you should at least apologize. He gave me a puzzled look.
Are you sure Emily did this?
What do you mean by that?
Maybe you did it without noticing. It's possible to miss something like that.
What? Why was I being doubted? You can't miss an impact strong enough to cause such a dent. My anger at Dylan's inability to think clearly about his sister left me too exhausted to argue further. Of course, Dylan never mentioned the incident to Emily, and the issue was left unresolved, leaving me frustrated. However, for a while after that, Emily didn't show up in front of us. Did she feel even a little guilty about keeping quiet after hitting the car? If only she'd keep her distance from us. But my hopes were short-lived. One day, she came over again.
Can I use your bathroom?
Before I could answer, she barged in. Why didn't she go before she left her house? I waited in exasperation, and she came back looking relieved.
Michelle, you're busy, right? I'll drive myself, so can I borrow the car?
Really? After using our bathroom, shouldn't she at least thank me first? And asking to borrow the car as if nothing happened. She hasn't learned anything. I gave her a light glare. No, I'm using it today. I never want to lend her the car again. But I also genuinely needed it for my daughter's activities. She got visibly upset and said,
You're so mean. What did Dylan see in you? I'll tell him about you.
She slammed the front door so hard it made a huge noise. Was that necessary? I simply told her I couldn't lend her the car because I had plans. She didn't apologize for damaging the car, didn't thank me for using the bathroom, and now she's throwing a fit when things don't go her way. I regretted being related to someone like her. At least she left, so I thought the matter was settled. I was thankful for that. Just then, Ellie came home.
Mom, is Dad using the car?
What? No, no one's using it.
But the car's not in the parking lot.
My blood ran cold, and I rushed to the window that overlooked the parking lot. It's gone. The car wasn't there. The car keys were also missing. That jerk. She must have stolen the keys when she went to the bathroom. This is theft. I was shaking with anger.
Mom,
Ellie's voice brought me back to reality. Hold on. I quickly called a taxi and managed to send Ellie off. How selfish can she be? I was too upset to focus on chores and wandered around the house, waiting for her to return. 2 hours later, she came back as if nothing had happened. What do you think you're doing? I said I needed the car. You stole the keys. What you did is theft. I stormed out to the parking lot, opened the driver's door, and let out my anger. She grimaced for a second, but then smirked.
Screaming outside is so unseemly.
Who's responsible for putting me in this state? Seeing her lack of remorse, I knew it was pointless to argue. I gave her a sharp glare. Surely, she hasn't damaged the car again? Remembering the last incident, I inspected the car.
What are you doing? I didn't hit anything. I'm a good driver.
Ignoring her, I carefully checked the car. No damage, thankfully. Oh, I need to pick up Ellie soon. I noticed the gas gauge. What? The gas tank is empty. It was over half full yesterday, but now it's nearly empty.
I went on a long drive.
She said it with a weird sense of pride. If you borrow the car, at least fill up the gas. I need to pick up Ellie now. If the next person who uses it is in a hurry and there's no gas, it's a problem. It's pointless to get angry with her. That's why I thought I gently warned her.
Don't be so stingy. I'm 12 years younger than you. Besides, it's Dylan who supports the household. You're so greedy. One day, even he'll get fed up with you.
With that, she left. Common sense doesn't work with her. How does someone grow up to be so selfish? This time, I decided Dylan had to speak up. I made up my mind. When Dylan came home, I told him about what happened today. It's weird that I can't use our own car when I need it. Plus, Emily took the keys without my permission. Remembering it made me angry again, but I tried to stay calm.
Well, to Emily, this house is like her own home.
No, that makes no sense. She nearly emptied the gas tank, and I had to rush to fill it up before picking up Ellie.
Emily probably hasn't been to a gas station much.
What? I took a deep breath to control my anger. This time, you need to talk to her. She should get permission before borrowing the car and fill up the gas after using it. Even among family, there should be manners.
Cut her some slack. She's 12 years younger than us.
Both of them keep using that excuse. Finally, I exploded. She's 30. She's an adult.
You don't have to get so worked up. I bought the car and paid for the gas. As long as I don't mind, it's fine.
His money. I didn't feel like arguing anymore. Yes, there was a time when we managed on Dylan's income alone. But I took care of the house and supported our family then. I hosted his colleagues, made lunch for him every day, and managed the household budget. Now, I also have a decent income. And yet, to hear such words from Dylan, whom I thought valued me and our daughter, I was beyond angry and despaired of him. Do whatever you want. We're no longer a happy family. I realized this as I cried alone in the bath. A few days later, she came over again, unrepentant. I won't let the same thing happen. I quickly put the car keys in my pocket.
Michelle, I'm borrowing the car.
I need the car now.
It's fine. It's fine.
She barged into the house and started looking for the car keys.
Huh? They're always here.
She's trying to steal the keys so openly. Something is seriously wrong with her. Noticing my disdainful look, Emily's face turned red as she shouted,
You mean old lady? I'm telling Dylan about you.
With that, she pulled out her phone and actually started calling Dylan. He's at work. He's not going to answer. After a while, she smiled briefly and then started crying.
Dylan, Michelle is being mean and won't lend me the car. Why did you marry someone like her?
Then she shoved the phone at me.
Here, let him scold you.
I sighed and took the phone. Why don't you tell her not to call for such trivial things?
It's not trivial. Emily is crying.
Is he serious? I was speechless.
You're mature enough. Don't hurt my precious sister.
She's not hurt. She's acting. I need the car. so I can't lend it to her. She's overreacting and calling you about it. She's being unreasonable. Wait, gosh. I heard the car engine start outside. She did it. While I was distracted on the phone, she had taken the keys from my pocket. Oh my God. I need the car soon. If you keep believing everything she says, you'll regret it. Dylan was still talking, but I hung up. That night, when Dylan came home,
Where's the car?
your darling sister took it and hasn't returned it.
Stop talking about her like that.
We both turned away, frustrated. Then the doorbell rang.
Oh, you're home, Dylan. I borrowed the car.
In front of Dylan, she acted sweet and innocent.
Sorry about that, Emily. Michelle is thoughtless.
No, it's fine. I filled the tank to thank her for letting me borrow it.
What a great sister. See, Michelle? Emily is considerate.
Dylan smiled and patted her head.
Well, I'm heading out. Bye, Dylan and Michelle.
She smiled brightly at Dylan, but gave me a creepy smile for just a moment. What? I felt a chill run down my spine. After she left, I checked the car just in case. There were no scratches, and as she said, the gas tank was full. But something felt off. I couldn't get her creepy smile out of my head.
Emily is much more mature than you. Even after you were mean to her, she filled up the gas tank. You should learn from her.
Dylan approached me with a smirk. I'm going to check inside the car.
What? Are you still doubting Emily? I'll get seriously mad.
Dylan was furious that I doubted his beloved sister's intentions.
I'd prefer to drive to work, but I've been letting you use the car.
Dylan's words gave me an idea. Okay, tomorrow I won't use the car, so you can drive to work.
Really? Awesome. I have an important meeting first thing in the morning, and the gas tank is full. So lucky me.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I watched Dylan happily go inside the house. The next morning,
Driving to work is so comfortable. See you later.
Dylan, dressed in his favorite suit for the important meeting, left the house. A short while later, I heard his scream from the parking lot. That girl did something, didn't she? I sighed and went outside.
Ouch. Ouch.
What? Dylan's frantic cries were more intense than I had imagined, making me hesitate. As I approached, I saw that the back of his suit was slashed.
Michelle, what's going on? Something poked me as soon as I sat down.
What did she do? I was horrified and checked the driver's seat. There, right in the middle, was something shiny. A razor blade had been embedded in the seat. No way. If I had sat there, I felt a shiver run down my spine.
What is this?
You know what this is. Since Emily returned the car last night, no one else has been in it. Dylan looked unconvinced, but glanced at his watch and panicked.
Crap. I'm going to be late.
He rushed inside to change and hurried out of the house. He won't make it to the train in time. I felt a bit sorry for Dylan, but what is she thinking? I need to seriously distance myself from her. Otherwise, my safety and possibly my daughter's could be at risk. As I sat in fear, unable to focus on anything, my phone rang. It was her. Hello.
Thanks to you, Dylan yelled at me.
She was furious on the other end. It seemed Dylan was finally angry about this incident. I felt a bit relieved that he was finally seeing reason.
Why did you let him drive the car? I rigged the razor blades so you would get hurt.
She confessed her wrongdoing without any remorse. I had one thing to say to her, who showed no remorse. Take responsibility for your actions. I hung up and immediately called someone. That's the situation. Yes, please come over tonight. The person agreed to come over. I won't let her get away with this anymore. I turned to my computer and focused on my work. That evening, Dylan came home still tense. Apparently, he was late to his important meeting and got scolded by his boss. His favorite suit was also ruined.
Where's Ellie?
She's staying over at her friend's house tonight. I didn't want Ellie to see any confrontation, so I arranged for her to stay with a friend nearby. Ellie probably sensed something was up.
I'm on your side, Mom.
She had said this before leaving, giving me the strength to stand firm. The doorbell rang.
I apologize for being late. Excuse us. Come in.
It was James, Emily's husband, the person I had called earlier. And there she was, sulking beside him. I had decided it was necessary to report this incident, including all previous ones, given the severity of her actions.
I apologize for the trouble Emily has caused. I knew she borrowed your car occasionally and gave her money for gas, but she never mentioned you didn't receive it.
No, I never got any money for gas. James glared at Emily.
Emily, what's going on? Where's the gas money? Why have you been using the car so often?
For the usually calm James to raise his voice, Emily's face twisted. Our car has a dash cam, so we know where you've been. Emily started to panic.
I was just shopping. There's a good store in the next town. They sell organic and additive-free products. I wanted to buy good food for James. It's expensive, so I used the gas money on the groceries.
She desperately tried to explain, but James's gaze remained cold.
Who's Sam?
What?
Sam was with you, wasn't he?
Emily fell silent.
Tell me the truth. The dashcam records audio inside the car.
I had suspected her of cheating for a while. It didn't make sense that someone who rarely drove would take long trips alone, running the gas tank dry. So I checked the dashcam and discovered her affair. If she had changed her ways, I might have kept quiet. But her increasing audacity and criminal behavior left me no choice. I sent the dashcam data to James. She started to cry softly.
I only had a bit of fun. James never spends time with me because he's always working.
She glared at me through her tears.
You're the worst. You should have been the one to get hurt.
Enough.
James's shout made her tremble.
Michelle, I'm truly sorry.
James apologized to me. He's done nothing wrong. In fact, he's the victim of her infidelity. I felt a deep sympathy for him.
I can't be family with someone who would hurt others so easily.
I couldn't believe that the person I loved could do something like this. He must be incredibly shocked as well.
My mind is a mess. I'm sorry, but I need to go.
Wait, James, please.
James shook off her hand and left, head bowed. Seeing James' devastated state, Emily finally seemed to grasp the gravity of her actions. She collapsed onto the floor. She's finally realizing the consequences of her actions. But there was still one person who hadn't woken up.
Emily's not to blame. James is a terrible guy.
defending a woman who lies, steals, uses a weapon to hurt someone, cheats, and betrays her partner. Dylan was just as bad as she was. Dylan, what am I to you? No matter how unreasonable she is, you always take her side, even when she cheats. Why do you keep defending her when she's clearly in the wrong? Dylan had been my partner through good times and bad. I wanted him to finally see the truth. But his answer was disappointing.
You're just an outsider. What's wrong with protecting my beloved sister?
Dylan replied, unapologetic. Sigh. Let's end this, us. I quietly decided to divorce him. That day, I contacted my parents. The next day, while Dylan was at work, I took Ellie and moved back to my parents' house. A few days later, Dylan realized we had left, and his calls came in like a storm. I reluctantly answered, and there was a man in his 40s crying and begging.
Michelle, I'm sorry. Please don't divorce me.
What's the point now? I firmly rejected him. I don't want to be with someone who doubts his wife.
But Ellie needs her dad.
I love the old dad, but I don't like the dad who doesn't value mom.
Ellie's disdain added to Dylan's shock, but it was his own doing. From now on, communicate through my lawyer. With the help of a lawyer introduced by James, the property division and child support were settled quickly, and our divorce was finalized within a month. James also told me that he decided to divorce Emily after a while. Due to her infidelity, he was demanding $20,000 in alimony.
It's not about the money. I just want her to reflect on what she's done.
I feel the same. I hope he regrets betraying his partner he was with for nearly 20 years and faces the future properly.
Let's be happy too.
We probably won't see each other again. We shook hands firmly, wishing each other happiness. A year has passed since then.
Mom, my friend wants to stay over tonight. Is that okay?
Sure. What should we have for dinner?
Can you make fried chicken? I want my friend to try your amazing fried chicken.
When she says something so sweet, how can I not go all out? We looked at each other and laughed. Now, I live in an apartment with Ellie. Living at my parents' house was comforting and convenient. But since Ellie's high school was far from there, we decided to rent an apartment close to her school. Money is not a problem. Through my ongoing jewelry business, I've been earning as much as my ex-husband did, even before the divorce. I hadn't told him, and he probably never imagined I was making that much. That's why he boasted about paying for the car and gas. I'm glad I got divorced, I thought with certainty. As for the troublemaker, Emily, after being kicked out by James, she moved into the small apartment where Dylan now lives.
Dylan, can you lend me some money?
Still not working, she shamelessly asks Dylan for money. She'll likely repeat her mistakes. She needs someone who truly cares about her and can give her the tough love she needs. Not someone like Dylan who only spoils her. After our divorce, I answered a call from Dylan once. He finally realized how selfish Emily's behavior was. You're the one who made her this way. Take care of your precious sister to the end. Don't involve us anymore. Since then, I haven't been in contact with my ex-husband. I'm living a new life with my daughter. It's a life filled with small, peaceful joys.
Mom, I'll help you make the fried chicken.
Really?
Yeah, I want to be able to make it myself.
My daughter and I giggle as we work together in the kitchen. We enjoy a lively meal with her friends. What a happy daily life this is. I'm so glad I chose to get divorced.
I want to be like you, Mom.
What? I'm just a housewife with no qualifications. I tried to downplay it, but Ellie shook her head.
You have such a strong sense of justice. You stand up for what's right. I want to be a strong woman like you.
She really has been watching me closely. I felt a surge of happiness. I can't wait to see what kind of strong woman my daughter will become.